Welcome to the next video in learning C++. In the previous videos we have started arrays, and we explained what arrays, one-dimensional array, and we have that sorting, bubble sort, and we explained what bubble sort is and how to do bubble sort. So far we have learned one-dimensional array. So we said if you guys declared your data type and you say for example A, and you guys needs to say the size of the array, which is 1, 2, or 3, say or 7. This is the size of array, and arrays are actually the boxes which sit next to each other, and the first element is the computer starts from 0, and they're stored in a memory. And if you guys say once the easiest way, arrays makes the job a lot easy if you guys say give a name. And if you want to have 7 elements or 7 data inside this one name, so if you guys declare this, say you guys the easiest term is you guys say a family of say say Bush. It's got 10 children, for example, and you see the first children, the second one, the third one. It goes all the way to the say because we start from 0, computer start from 0, we put a 0, and we go all the way to 9, say, for example. So this is 10 children in a member, 10 elements inside this array, and it's got a one name which is stored in the computer. Computer sees the 0 0 1 1 like that, and 2 2. That's how the computer sees that. Alright, so because the computer start from 0, or you guys can put a 1 because it's the first child in the family, and you guys can put a 2. So whichever form you guys put it, it's always one dimensional. Is very easy, it's simple, it's like a toy problem. But so far we've seen this one-dimensional array. What about the multi-dimensional or n-dimensional array or 3-dimensional arrays? Why, you guys might be thinking, is there such thing as n-dimensional arrays? Yes, it is. We say the data type, say we say the data type is int, which is int, for example, which we always declare is as int. And we say array name, which we all previously says Bush. You guys can put anything, Clinton, or Obama, or you guys can put a say Yazdani. You can put a Yazdani. I'm gonna put my name, and we put the size, which we put a one. I put a say the size 1 with size 1, and then you put a size 2. And then you put a size 3, and then you keep going all the way till we reach size n. This is n-dimensional array. So just one thing you guys remember, there is such thing as n-dimensional array. So we have a 2-dimensional array, size 2. So that's how the 2-dimensional array works in the rows and columns. So the 2-dimensional array, say it works, say we put the data type, say is int or float or double, whatever, and we put the name, say the name is 2D, because we want to put a 2-dimensional, makes it easy. And we put say 20, and say for example 40. Yeah, all right. Or you guys can put a 2 or 4 inside this 2-dimensional. And we have a 3-dimensional. We copy this, we put it underneath the 3-dimensional 3D. You guys hear the 3D all the time, 3-dimensional, because we're looking for 3. Say we're looking for 1, one dimensional, two dimensional, and there is a three dimension. So there is n dimension, there is a two dimension, there is a three dimension. So how do we take that? Say for example, the best way to describe the two dimensional is do multiplication table. So there is a rows and columns. So we go from say you multiply 1 by 2, 2 by say you got a table of 0, you got a table of 1, you got a table of 2, you got a table of all the way to table of 10, and you multiply one to each other. So that's the best way, like a rows and columns. So 2 by 4 is 8. You guys can put in another terms is 2 by 4, 2 by 4 is equal to 8. So that's a clear simple example of two-dimensional array. So we all know, if you guys watching this C++, so you guys should be knowing this multiplication table. It's very easy. It's like a piece of cake. All right, so the three-dimensional, we multiply with each other. So if you guys do here, we also multiply, say it's the power of 3, for example, like a cube. So the simplest term into describing this three-dimensional array, so far we've done a two-dimensional array, which is, we say 2 by 4 is equal to 2 by 4, 8. And the three-dimensional is we multiply 2 by 3 is 6, and by 5 is 30. So it's 30. That's the example of say the three-dimensional array. So how do we initialize the, say, the two-dimensional array, for example? All right, so the two-dimensional array, so if you've got an int, we've got a 2D, and say you've got a 2 by 4, say 8, 2 by 4. For example, we do that. It should be equal here, not the pointer. Say we say 2 by 4 is 8, so we go from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2 by 4 is 7, and we stop here because we're counting from 0. So this is how we initialize this this two-dimensional. So this is the first method if you guys want to initialize this two-dimensional. So what about the three-dimensional? You guys can do in a say if you got a 3 by 4, for example, which is 12. There is another method. If you guys say 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, we can come all the way to 11. Yeah, so we can do like this here, and we can add another one here like this. So we can add our small squiggly brackets here to make it to initialize it. So that's how we initialize the two-dimensional array. So there is two methods. So the first method we show you guys right from all the way here, which we done it in our first videos explaining arrays, and this is how done to do with this two-dimensional. Alright, so we're gonna write now a simple program, a multiplication program, to explain further. We're gonna put all of this into the comment, because if you guys want to write our we're gonna put it here, and we're gonna write a multiplication program which is two-dimensional array. So we're gonna see how we do that. So we put an int, and you guys can put array, you guys can put anything. Say you guys go 10 by 10. Say for example, what I'll do is that I want an array of 10 elements, say 10 by 10, size 10, and I'm gonna multiply it. So how we do that? So we put int multi array. For example, we put a multi array, we give a name, and we put a 10, and we put a 10. So that's our multi-dimensional array. Keep in mind, this is not a one-dimensional as the previous videos. And one thing with the dimensional arrays, you guys notice that we always use a for loop. You guys need to use a for loop. It's like a car and wheel. So the car and wheel means that what I'm trying to say is that the car can't go without a wheel, and the wheel can't go without a car. Well, actually can, but you can put it in other things. But that's how I'm saying. If there is a good, very good relationship between a for loop and arrays, say one-dimensional or two-dimensional or three-dimensional, so you guys can use a for loop, or you guys can do a nested for loop. So far we've used both for loop and nested for loops. You guys notice that in every step we use a for loop. So for loop is very important with the multi-dimensional array because it's a counting. So because you starting from 0 and you counting your way up. So but as soon as we start from 0, say for loop is equal to we initialize it to 0, and we say our whatever name is less than this 12, because we don't want to go, and we increment is that 0. That's how we put a plus plus. We go 3, then we go 4, 5, 6, then we go 7, 8, 9. That's how we need a for loop into our array. So you guys can put your declare your int I and j. Say you guys can put an int I, j, or you guys can put a b, c, x, y, doesn't matter, as long as you guys, because for loop with works with anything. You guys can put an int I, j, x, y, a, b. I normally use ij because ij is a lot easier. You guys, if you guys done a math, this is imaginary number. You guys can do in your algorithms, or you guys can do in all your mathematics. You guys use I. So I is for imaginary number. Because we already declared I, you guys can declare it here as well. But because I declared my I there, so what I'll do is that I is equal to 0. I is less than 10, and I plus plus. That's what I said. We initialize it from 0, and we don't want it to go more than 10. And this is not a 10, sorry, this is 11, 12, whatever. And we increment, say we increment is 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Humans, we are intelligent beings. We can go straight, it's logical, we can go, but the computer is not. We have to instruct the computer to count. So that's why we put this increment. So we want the computer to follow our instruction and start counting that. Alright, so we've done our array 10 by 10, and we've done declared our variable int ij, and so far we've done I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. Now we do for j nested for loop, as we explained before. So we do j is equal to 0, j is less than 10, j plus plus. Easy. All right, so we've done a multi array of I and j, because it's a multiplication table, and we're going to multiply I multiply j. So it's easy. We've done it in previously in our nested for loops. We've done our multiplication table. It's easy. We declare here ij. We've got a first loop which is I. We do run a loop, and the second one which is j, to get the multiplication table. Alright, so we put a C out, our multiplication table. Alright, so you guys can put a nice look to make it look professional here. I think that's the easiest way to explain this multiplication table. And now we're gonna run our loop again to display 4. That's going to be exactly like that, like this one. I can copy that, but I don't want to because I want to write so you guys understand that I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. Alright, so we do the J loop for J is equal to 0, J is less than 10, J plus plus. Alright, so now we come down and we put a C out. Alright, so we want to display our multi-dimensional. We like to put the bracket here, and I want to do another bracket here, and I'm gonna do my endl here. Alright, so why I'm putting these two, because I want to show like that. So I want to show my multiplication table 1, say for example multiply, say for example 1 or 2 here, and we want to see the answer. That's what I want to do. Alright, so I've done that, and in between we're going to do some more exercise, some more say we want to do here, and here we're going to do again. So this one's going to end here, we're going to multiply here, and that one's going to end there. Alright, so what are we going to do in between? Because we need in between the numbers. What numbers do we need? So we're going to do I to this side, we're going to put I to this table, this one, and there is one more here, and J to this table. Easy peasy. See, J to this table. So it's not a rocket science or anything. There is here, there is this bracket here. So now we divide the bracket and put this multiplication table, and we want to show the number here and the show number there. Alright, so in this one we're gonna put a nice looking equal sign to make it look like it's multiplying. Alright, so we put a C out, and we put a multi-table, multi-array, and we put a I and J, and we put it like that, and we want to put a gap in between. You guys can do your endl or next line. Alright, so I think it's I explained already what I want to do, what's my intentions. So I'll go say there if there is a syntax error. Looks like we have namespace std, yes, because you need to separate these guys here, you can't put it together. And now we put build our project. Looks like our project's built, and we're going to see our program. Okay, so now our program looks like there is a small problem, because it goes to 9 by 9 81, but the number showing here, we don't want that. We want the number to show beside it. Alright, because we put an endl, and the endl, that's what endl does. Alright, so now we go and run again. Alright, look at that. That's nice looking multiplication table. So if we go So that's, I think, the easiest example of rows and columns of multi-dimensional arrays. So the first one is the zeros multiplying all the way to 9, because the arrays goes from 0 to 9. The array is not going from to 10. So here now the 1 started and it goes all the way to say 9, and the 2 started because the 1 starts from the 0 element and all the way to 9. If you want say 10, you guys need to put 11 here, and the second one goes all the way to 9, which is the second multiplication table, and the third one goes all the way to 9. Say if you guys want to put for example the 10, if you guys not happy, but you guys needs to increase the sizes of this, the sizes of these ones. I'm going to do by 11 by 11, say for example, then it goes to 10, then 11, then if you guys want to do 11 here, and you guys want to do 11 because we are not happy with this 10 which goes to 9. Computer sees this as a 10, we see that as a 9. So we go ahead and guys see this goes to 10. Say this is goes to 10 now. 9 by 10 is equal to 90. So I'm gonna make it bigger, and I'm gonna go from the beginning. So it goes to 0, it goes all the way to 10. This is all the ways to goes to 110 is 10, 210 is 20, 310 is 30. So that's how it goes, and it goes all the way to 10 by 10, which is 100. Alright, so I hope you guys got the idea of multi-dimensional array. So this is a very simple program which we try to explain the arrays and multi-dimensional arrays. In the next video we're gonna go again and show you guys with another example how we do this multi-dimensional arrays with grading, things like that, with rows and columns. And we're gonna make the rows and columns, and we're gonna see we're gonna show you guys how to do these rows and columns. Alright, if you guys got any question or comment, just leave it below. Otherwise I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.